Everyone has been asking me, as the tier list master, what is my opinion on the second official tier list? And by official, we mean that a bunch of the Lumirank players were asked what their opinions are on the tier list, and then give 1 through 10 ratings, and that's how they make an aggregate tier list of the top 150 or 200 or so players. So I'm gonna look at it and give my opinion on it. Sound good? So from the looks of it, Steve and Sonic are top 2, Game & Watch, Snake, Aegis, Rob as the top 6, Peach, Fox, Diddy Kong, and Joker round out the top 10. I don't know why I'm reading all of them out as if you can't see them. But if you are interested, of course, the link to this will be in the description. And I wanted to kind of point out a couple of things that were odd to me. First off, why is Snake up here? He's not that good. He's good, don't get me wrong, but fourth? I feel like either way you think about it, whether it's by peak results or by theory, this character's not that good. He's a character that barely has combos, that has to like deal with a bunch of really strong advantage states, and he's a character, especially compared to a lot of these top tier characters, with a pretty bad disadvantage state. I don't understand why this character is so high. I get the top 3. Again, my top 4 is these 3 with Pika, right? So it's not like out of the question to be, you know, these 3 are the top 3. I mean, also you have Akola, Sonics, Mia, as well as Meister, as well as Wrath, as well as Onin, and a bunch of other Steve players, Yamanakshin, etc. Like, I feel like these 7 characters make sense except for Snake. Like, I know Snake is popular, but popular doesn't mean really good, you know? Like, that's not correlated. So this is honestly my biggest issue with top tier. I also don't think Joker and Diddy are top 10, but like, I can understand why people would think that. But like, Snake at top 4 is crazy. Snake higher than Rob is crazy. Like, there are plenty of characters with better results than Snake up here, and there's also characters with better theory up here that like are below him, which I don't understand. I'll go into like who thinks who is good, and I'm just giving my opinion first. Obviously, I think Pika's low, but Japan doesn't think highly of Pika, which is why the character is this low, right? It's that simple. I think Min Min being this high is kind of insane, considering Proto started doing worse, and Doramigi does well, but doesn't do exceptionally well. So again, for the results-based people, crazy that, you know, she's that high. And then for the theory people, I feel like the theory people understand that you can just hit her, right? I don't understand. Otherwise, I don't really have a problem with this top tier. I think this is a lot of the meta shifts, right? You have Terry here, Zero Suit's kind of like trailing at the bottom. I'm surprised more people didn't put Sheik up here, considering Sheik is a very popular, good character. But otherwise, like, yeah, these are the other best characters in the game. And yeah, sure, I disagree with the order of them a little bit, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if people, like, this is basically what the top tier is in my opinion, and then it's like add Sheik maybe and add Me Brawler, and otherwise this is the top tier, so I don't have a problem with that. The lower end of it also makes sense. These are a lot of the characters that are either weak or don't have a lot of representation, except for Bowser Jr. I feel like he's maybe a little low. But also I put him low on my tier list as well, so. And then Me Sword Fighter's better than this, I swear, y'all. Me Sword Fighter's not that bad. But otherwise, like, the mid-tier looks normal. These are the characters that are, like, kind of scary sometimes, but, like, overall lacking. And then these are the characters that are, like, overall pretty good, but just aren't as good as the super broken characters. And all these characters are super broken, except for Zero Suit. I'm fine with that. Like, overall, the tier list is fine. There's a couple of placements that I disagree with, but overall, just like the other one, I think it's, like, fine. It's an aggregate tier list of a bunch of top players. The top players generally have similar opinions. So let's get into the regions of why everyone thought this. Yeah, Steve was really high because he's the best character in the game. Sonic is number 2, and then like Game & Watch is also up there as well. Ganondorf's the worst. Latin America was once again the only region to place Little Mac higher than the 81st position, putting King Dedede below him. I think King Dedede sucks, so I can agree with that. Doc worse than Plant. I mean, they're comparable. The 5 characters with the lowest standard deviations, which would mean like the people were the most consistent at placing them, were Steve, Sonic, Snake. Snake? Really? People are not thinking Snake is... That's insane. Terry, which that's a surprise because he's like kind of like in the middle of the road, and Pokemon Trainer, which is also surprising. But the people that were the most split were Me Sword Fighter, Mega Man, Piranha Plant, Dedede, and Ice Climbers. That makes sense. I feel like if your region has a good Ice Climbers, or you play a character that loses Ice Climbers, you're gonna think this character's broken. But if you play a character like Cloud, or really value, you know, consistent matchups, this is gonna be rough. Palutena was the highest ranked character to have no panelists place them in the top 5, which is fair. I don't think most people think Palutena's top 5, but everyone thinks she's top 10. Incineroar was the lowest ranked character to have a panelist place them in top 5. Who? We need names, Lumirank. You need to tell us who put Incineroar top 5 genuinely. Pikachu was the lowest ranked character to have multiple panelists place them there. Thank you. At least a lot of people still think Pikachu is top 5. I appreciate it. This character's busted. Shiny Mark just can't travel all the time, and I'm bad. It's fine. Bayonetta, Game & Watch, Corrin, Lucario, Sora, Incineroar, Snake, the Pits, Samus's, all rose at least 10 spots. Really? That's crazy. Chrom, Ken, Roy, Mega Man, Byleth, Sephiroth, and Wolf fell by at least 10 spots. Wait, where was Wolf? Oh, damn, Wolf was pretty low. That's 14, 18, 21, so I guess he was like 11? That's crazy. The US and Canada rate Mega Man very highly, which makes sense. We have a lot of Mega Man players. We have Peanut, we have MPG. There's more than that, but I can't remember at the moment. Ness, again, makes a lot of sense because we have Send. We have there's a lot of Mega Man, there's a lot of Ness players here that are good. You, of course, have like the NorCal players with Ness Boy. You know, you have Syrup in the Northeast, and even though he's a Steve main, like, you know, his Ness dominates people, so that makes sense. But then people think Yoshi's bad because we don't have to fight Yoshidora very often, basically. The problem is, like, Japan is like half the list, so all of these people are about equal to Japan, so Japan has a lot of influence on this list, which makes sense because they're really, really good at this game. So just Latin America thought that Samus was super Samus was bad. What? I misread that. It makes sense that Latin America thinks Kirby's really good because they have Gilhu, Sheik. There are a couple Sheiks in Latin America. They think Pikachu's busted because that is everyone that has to play Shiny Mark. Marth because of Leo. Ness because of, I don't know the top Ness players there, but I guess they exist. And Migunner because of Capitancito. But I don't think there's many Samuses in Latin America, or Ice Climbers, or Shulk, or Falcon. Well, actually, Falcon, they have Andric, so I'm a little surprised at that. And then I feel like these characters are just like, if you have them in their region, you think they're good, and that's basically it. Europe is, of course, the most interesting to me. They have Mii Brawler really high because they have Kid, as well as there's several top players play Mii Brawler. They think Pichu's better because of Nitor U. They think Piranha Plant's better because of someone. Donkey Kong, they got really hurt by Hikaru when he went over there. Pac-Man because they can't stop losing to T, and also there's Modzai and Etoile, and I think there's another Pac-Man that I can't remember. I didn't know they had Toon Links. That's kind of surprising to me. Ridley because they have Mezcal. Don't know the Zelda there. But they're low on Falcon because I don't think there are any European Falcons. Low on Kazuya because I think like the players in Europe are just good versus Kazuya. And also, I'm surprised they're not high on Samus, to be honest, but I guess their opinion's probably similar to Japan's opinion on Samus. But yeah, I don't think there's any top Kazuyas there. I know Tarek plays Kazuya, but not super frequently. Lucario makes sense because I feel like Japan and the US have some experience with Lucario, and Lucario's still pretty low. Oh no, he's actually really high. I'm a liar. I thought he was much lower than that. I did not notice, my bad. And then Ice Climbers and Robin because they're bad characters, and it's fine. Japan was high on Falcon, which makes sense because they have Jogibu and Karaage, as well as other players. Isabelle because they have Kept and a couple of other Isabelles. They have Masa, as well as, I can only remember one of the Falco's tags at a time. I always forget the other one. Motsunabe, there we go. Toon Link, of course, Japan is like the capital of Toon Link is so represented there, like the most represented Link, I'm pretty sure. Banjo because Toriguri's been doing really well, but they're low on Lucina because Proto Bantam stopped playing. Mega Man because Kamame stopped playing. Pikachu because they hate me. Japanese players, you always say that you're big fans of me and that you like watching me and I inspire you, and then you put Pikachu low on the tier list. How does that make sense? That's not fair. Put the character high where he deserves. If Japan simply puts this character 5 spots higher on these tier lists, he's 5 spots higher on these tier lists. Please do it. And Mii Brawler. Japan, you say you're big fans of me, and then you put Mii Brawler super low? Why? He's so popular there. Rizzy also plays the character. A bunch of characters are picking him up, or a bunch of people are picking him up for Game & Watch. He's good. What do you mean? But having Pikachu at -10 is crazy because he's, what, 17? Which means that he would be like 7 to 9 if Japan just literally thought he was better, which is insane. Like, most people, thank you for putting Pika in top 10. I appreciate it. And like, I understand not putting him in top 5. I get it. It's fine. He loses to Game & Watch. He's hard. You know, I stopped doing as well and stopped going to things, and Shiny Mark can only go sometimes. It's fine. I get it. But like, 17 is crazy. Why? Wild. But yeah, that's my take on the tier list. It's pretty simple. Just the tier list overall is good. You're not really going to be able to complain that much about an aggregate tier list. I literally think the biggest thing is Snake being that high, which is insane to me. I don't know when people started thinking Snake was top 5 genuinely, because I feel like the copium Snake players saying that is fine because you have to believe in your character to do well. You know, like if you don't put Pika as top 5, I'm going to be like, yeah, well, I'm the Pika player, so I'm going to have him there. But like, I genuinely don't understand why he's up there. But I mean, again, overall, solid list. It's always going to be an overall solid list. There's a couple of people that I disagree with. But yeah, what do you think about the tier list? Let me know down in the comments, and while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. And also, check out Stride GG. I would appreciate it. See you guys next time. Peace.